The year is 1574. The city is Leiden, in the Netherlands. Winter's icy grip and a relentless Spanish siege have starved the city for months. My name is Peter. My world has shrunk to the size of my empty stomach. The wind howls through the streets, mocking the silence from our kitchens. We huddle for warmth, but the cold is inside us now. A cold born of starvation. Faces are gaunt, eyes haunted. We have forgotten the taste of bread, of anything but want. At first we rationed what little we had. A handful of grain, a sliver of fish. Those are long gone. Then came the desperate acts. Pets vanished. Rats were trapped. Weeds and bark boiled for soup. Now even the rats are gone. The trees are stripped bare. There is nothing left. My gaze falls on my shoes, sturdy cowhide, worn from better days. The unthinkable becomes possible. Could this be food? My wife sees my thoughts and nods, a tear tracing through the grime. There is no debate, only the hunger and the reality of what must be done. Across Leiden, the same grim ritual unfolds. The smell of burning leather drifts through the air, the scent of desperation. We scrape, soak, and boil the tough material, hoping for sustenance. This is the final frontier of survival. We are no longer citizens or craftsmen. We are simply creatures, driven by the will to live, even if it means eating the very shoes from our feet. The city is silent, save for the sound of boiling pots and the hope that tomorrow will come. In Leiden, survival has become a matter of gnawing leather and stubborn hope. Leiden's ordeal was not unique. History is filled with stories of people pushed to the brink. During the Great Siege of Malta, defenders boiled and ate leather belts and shields. In the 30 Years' War, besieged towns turned to leather when all else was gone. The Irish potato famine saw families boiling shoe leather for a meagre broth. The siege of Leningrad, citizens ate wallpaper paste, boiled leather briefcases and belts. Factories processed animal hides into gelatinous meat jelly. These are not myths, but stark records of human suffering. When faced with starvation, humanity has repeatedly turned to leather as its last desperate hope. The chronicles of famine are written in hunger and in leather. Why leather? When all else is gone, why turn to animal hide? Leather is made from animal skin, rich in collagen, a protein that in theory can provide nutrients. But tanning transforms collagen, making leather tough and nearly indigestible. The very process that makes leather durable makes it a terrible food source. Yet in a besieged city, leather is everywhere. Shoes, belts, harnesses. It becomes the last visible resource when all food is gone. People try to reverse the tanning, boiling, scraping, charring, to coax out any sustenance. The nutritional return is minuscule, but for the starving, even a ghost of protein is worth the effort. The choice is not between leather and something better. It's leather or nothing. In desperation, even the inedible becomes a lifeline. Eating leather is never the first step. Famine is a slow descent. First comes rationing, measured, hopeful, organized. When rations run out, people scavenge gardens, parks, weeds, and vermin. Pets and pests become food. Social order begins to fray. Then the inedible leather, wallpaper paste, carpenter's glue, anything that can be chewed is tried, no matter how little it offers. If the siege drags on, the final taboo emerges, cannibalism. History whispers of it, but the evidence is there. The journey from bread to boiled shoes is a grim, predictable path. Civilization unravels, replaced by the primal urge to survive. Each stage is a rung lower on the ladder of desperation. The city eats itself, and then, if it must, it's dead. This is the true cost of famine. Eating leather is an assault on the body. Even after hours of boiling, it remains tough and nearly indigestible. Swallowing it brings pain, cramps, bloating, and worse. The body spends precious energy trying to digest what it cannot. The nutritional gain is tiny, the suffering immense. Tanning chemicals can be toxic, causing organ damage. Leather provides no vitamins. Scurvy and malnutrition set in. The body wastes away, breaking down its own tissues. Eating leather offers a fleeting sense of fullness, a false hope. For some, it buys a day. For many, it is the final, futile act. The price is paid in pain, sickness, and often death. Eating leather is more than a search for calories. It's a psychological battle. In starvation, the mind is consumed by hunger. Preparing leather becomes a ritual, a way to fight despair. It gives purpose, distracts from pain, and forges bonds with others. The act is a declaration, I am still fighting. Filling the stomach, even with leather, quiets panic and buys hope. Yet it's also a mark of how far one has fallen, a memory that haunts survivors. The will to live overrides dignity and normalcy. Eating leather is survival, stripped to its rawest form. The story of eating leather repeats across time and place. Leiden, Leningrad, the Donner Party, different names, same desperate acts. The pattern is always the same: food, then pets, then plants and vermin, then leather, then the unthinkable. Civilization is fragile, built on food security. When that crumbles, so do our rules and identities. The boiled shoe marks the collapse of normal life. Ordinary people, pushed to the edge, become pure survivors. The line between a meal and a boiled shoe is terrifyingly thin. These stories are more than grim anecdotes. They are lessons in resilience. Boiling a leather belt is an act of defiance, a testament to the will to live. They warn us of the horrors of war and the weaponization of hunger. Behind every siege are families boiling shoes for survival. These accounts challenge our sense of hardship and foster gratitude for food security. The ghosts of Leiden and Leningrad remind us to appreciate the simple blessing of enough to eat. Their story is our story, a reminder of both our fragility and our strength. In the end, the will to survive is humanity's most enduring quality.